Start Beaver Hockey Night with the Budweiser pregame show. Friday and Saturday night at 6:30. Beaver Hockey Face-Off at 7:07. Your home for Northern Minnesota's hockey team. Mix 103.7 and BeaverRadioNetwork.com.
Welcome to Sport and Spinal Weekly, brought to you by Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Listen each week for health and wellness programs and ideas, chiropractic information, and helpful tips for a healthier lifestyle. Plus, weekly guests from around the area. It's time for Sport and Spinal Weekly with Dr. Lyle Erickson and the team at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab.
All right, here we are, Sport and Spinal Weekly. Dr. Levaika is with us with Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Remember, you can always join us and get more information online, also on Facebook, and Sport and Spinal Weekly at paulbunyan.net. Just many ways to get with us. I know that Scott from Bemidji's Best is going to join us here later on this morning, and we're going to be talking about we've been talking about a lot of headaches, right, Doctor?
Mm-hmm, yeah, headaches. Today, I think the topic would be more treating headaches. What do we do for them?
How do we treat them? It's not all about the aspirin. That and more coming up this week's edition of Sport and Spinal Weekly.
You're listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Have you ever been told you just have to live with the pain? Far too many people today are living needlessly with pain and taking drugs to hide their pain. Every day, many people just like you are learning chiropractic care can be an effective alternative to drugs and surgery while restoring pain-free living.
For quality chiropractic care, call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab of Bemidji at 444-2117. Whether caused by an auto accident, work injury, or other circumstance, receive expert treatment from Sport and Spinal Rehab. Sport and Spinal Rehab will accept most insurance, so give them a call. That number again is 444-2117, or find them on the web at www.sportandspinalrehab.com.
Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Renew your whole body, your whole family, your whole life.
For more information, visit Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab online at www.sportandspinalrehab.com. Your recovery from injury is so important to you and your family. If you or someone you love is in need of physical or occupational therapy, request Choice Therapy of Bemidji. You do have the right to choose where you receive therapy services. Choice Therapy will work closely with your physician, giving every patient the highest quality care possible. Choice Therapy also offers free 15-minute injury consultations to see if therapy will help you return to top form. Your life, your health, your choice. Choice Therapy of Bemidji. Get fit now at the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji. Go for a swim, run a few laps, take a yoga class, or just work out. It's all here for you. The Gillette Fitness Center offers state-of-the-art equipment and facilities that will help you slim down, tone up, de-stress, or just plain play. With flexible membership options to help you achieve your fitness goals. Open 7 days a week. Visit the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji.
Hi, I'm Erica at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. I assist the doctors with patient care, exams, therapy, and x-rays. Call us to find out how we can help get you out of pain today.
And we return Sport and Spinal Weekly here on a Friday, almost lunch hour. Dr. Levaika is with us with Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. We've been talking about a lot of headaches here in the last couple of weeks, and from what kinds and how we get them, and now we're going to talk about how we treat them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And it's some people would say, "Oh, just go get an aspirin." It's not always the case.
Well, I think for any condition, we've talked about it in the past, I would say, episodes of this this broadcast. That the main problem is that a lot of times the cause of the headache or the cause of the problem is not identified properly. So a proper diagnosis is always the first step, so that you can, definitely see somebody that deals with, musculoskeletal disorder that can cause headaches. And like we said last week, about 85 to 90% of headaches are caused by musculoskeletal disorder of the neck. So we are, as chiropractor, trained and to recognize those dysfunction and identify the cause of the headache, and then we could treat it accordingly.
Like, for example, a person may have a headache, and through you guys, doing your research, and finding information out about the patient, you may discover, maybe I'm wrong, but all this person maybe would have to do is do some stretching in that particular area.
Yeah, it could be due to muscle tightness. It could be due to joint irritation. It could be allergies, food allergy.
Sure.
It could be intolerance to something. So identifying what is, and it could be a combination of, 3 or 4 things. So that's what it becomes tricky. Some people identify one thing that can trigger a headache and then ignore
All the others.
Yeah, well, they could. It could be other things causing a headache, and then not addressing these things, or all of them.
I guess I have another question is, do we get headaches sometime, and that's our body telling us something's wrong? Is like, is there anybody that, and I don't know if you'll know, but like, does a person, do they had a headache for a long time and then find out they had an illness or something that they didn't
Yeah,
know?
definitely. The pain, any pain is a signal and to your brain that something is wrong. It's not right. Should have pain.
Right.
So definitely got to do something about it. And a lot of people ignore it or hide it with medication. Treating headaches from chiropractic point of view is definitely, like I said, identifying the problem. And then if it's a joint problem, if it's inflammation or irritation on the joints, it's adjusting those joints or manipulating for spinal manipulation to those joints to decrease inflammation, irritation on those tissues and nerves that can shut down definitely the headache. And if it's a soft tissue that's involved, we do myofascial release at our clinic. Been specializing in that for about 13 years. And that's a big pain generator as well. Trigger points could be present in the cervical spine, especially in the suboccipital area, right at the base where the hairline is.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
And that would generate pain to your temple, above your eye, behind your eye, and those are extremely common headaches.
And I suppose most people think that if we have a headache, that there's something wrong with our head.
No, usually not. I'd say, like we said, about 85 to 90% of the cases, it's related to your somewhere else than your head.
Dr. Erickson was in a while back, and we were talking about this, and he had said, and you said too, that stress, that is a big headache causer. Are there things that we can do to as we say, treat it?
Well, I'd say stress is probably not a primary cause. There's usually an underlying cause, already dysfunction in the tissue or tightness in the tissue, and then stress triggers.
Oh, okay.
That tension to elevate and definitely then would cause a headache or other issues.
It's like a match for a stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
So it lights it up and kaboom.
Not a good thing.
A lot of people. Sometimes people have their own remedies, like they just lay still, lay flat in the dark, and maybe just because of something, or it seemed to help them. But does that? It just doesn't seem like that would work to me.
Well, a migraine headache is definitely, you don't want to see no one. You want to be in the dark. You're sensitive to light. You're sensitive to noise. You are nauseated, a lot of times vomiting. You want to be left alone. You want to be in a dark room. And if you got medication, usually if people take medication right away, the first symptoms, they can catch it on time and sometimes eliminate a migraine headache. And that definitely will necessitate some medication at some point. And, co-treat with chiropractic. And sometimes we could decrease the symptoms of a migraine headache or eliminate it as well. So I'm not opposed to medication when it's needed, definitely. But I'd say in a lot of cases, headaches do not require medication.
Well, yeah, and then, you already have a pain or a headache. If we can take care of it through other means of putting medication in our body, why not try that first, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Is it most of the time, not saying your treatment is free, but are some things that we can do for headaches free and not have to get a pill or something?
Well, definitely if you become a patient at our clinic or just come for a free evaluation, we'll give you some tips. If you don't want to get treated, of course, we'll give you some regimen of stretching or something you can do at home. Some trigger point pressure you can apply yourself. You can bring in your spouse, and we could show them how to massage these points, or I mean, whatever can help, you know.
Well, that's that would be another reason just to have one. You know, and I know that we always think that as we get older and our body changes, that's when we need help, right? And so, but honestly, if we start that a little earlier, then with like preventive, to where we find out, oh, we shouldn't live this way because when I get older, then I'll have some problems.
Yeah, definitely, chiropractic is preventative or preventive method of I'd say not allow these joints to get inflamed in the first place. If you come in on a monthly basis, or bi-monthly, or once every 2 or 3 months at least, we can identify a problem early on and not having the full-blown problem, and now we got to treat for a month or two.
I guess the reason I was saying it was because as a person gets older, I always got these headaches, and then you guys find out, well, you had this injury when you were 20 years younger. You never took care of it.
Yeah, a lot of times, trauma. Trauma is huge for a start point for dysfunction in the joints and the soft tissue, and then causing a headache is really, really common after auto accident or work injury or a fall or thing of the sort.
So that's just one of the few ways we can treat those headaches.
Yeah, definitely. But chiropractic is by far the safest and the cheapest and the most effective way to treat headaches. And like I said in the past episode, it responds really quickly within a week or two of
Really?
4 to 5 visits. We can see a change already. If it's originating from your neck and cervical area, and we treat appropriately, you will see changes within 2 to 3 visits.
That's what people want, huh, Doc?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you can get.
And it's more permanent than, like identifying the problem and resolving it. It's, way different than taking a pill and then hiding it.
And then you're working on trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, then you get it again in a week or a month or so you're not really getting anywhere with a medication.
Nothing against the Bear Company.
No.
But it's just a kind of a Band-Aid, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
We want to fix it, not just mend it. Well, Dr. Lewyk, thank you again for coming in. More knowledge on that headaches. We've covered headaches, migraines, everything to do. And it's surprising that a lot of times it has to do with your neck, skeletal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually upper back and neck.
Excellent. We'll have a talk with Scott from Bemidji's Best coming up. This is Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Sport and Spinal Weekly.
Sport and Spinal Weekly continues. Get more online at chiropracticsport&spinalrehab.com.
Has your vehicle been making noise? Get your vehicle repair done by the best. Bemidji's Best Auto Service. Bemidji's Best Auto Service is a full-service auto maintenance and repair shop. From headlights to taillights, tires to the top, and everything in between. Bemidji's Best offers honest and always a fair price. It's what they believe in and how they do business. When your vehicle needs a little help, visit Bemidji's Best Auto Service. Just a block north of the Eagles Club on Washington Avenue in Bemidji. Bemidji's Best Auto Service.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, insurance specialist at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Call me to find out how your insurance benefits can help pay for your care. You can contact me for all of your insurance and financial questions.
Get fit now at the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji. Go for a swim, run a few laps, take a yoga class, or just work out. It's all here for you. The Gillette Fitness Center offers state-of-the-art equipment and facilities that will help you slim down, tone up, de-stress, or just plain play. With flexible membership options to help you achieve your fitness goals. Open 7 days a week. Visit the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji.
Lucan's Village Foods. Both locations is your destination for fresh quality seafood. Snow crab clusters, just $8.98 per pound. during the seafood sale going on now. Blue Wave Easy Pill Raw Shrimp, 26 to 30 count, $6.98 per pound. Cold Water Lobster Tails, only $5.98 per pound. And fresh salmon fillets, $6.98 per pound. Shop and save today and this weekend at both Lucan's Village Foods locations during the seafood sale going on now.
Have you had the misfortune of experiencing an injury recently? Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab of Bemidji is equipped with a comprehensive treatment and rehab program for auto, work, and sports-related injuries.
Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab also offers a complete wellness program for all your health needs. They're committed to helping you achieve and maintain your good health. Call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab at 444-2117 and visit them online at www.sportandspinalrehab.com. That website again is www.sportandspinalrehab.com.
Sport and Spinal Rehab treats the whole family in a comfortable, friendly atmosphere. Sport and Spinal accepts most insurance, so give us a call. Again, that's 444-2117. Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Renew your whole body, your whole family, your whole life.
River City's weather.
From the River Weather Eye Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Mandy Valuber. Cloudy skies today, slight chance for snow showers early, then redeveloping. Winds turning to the northwest, temperatures steady. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, slight chance for a lingering snow shower, 7 for your low. Saturday, partial sunshine. We're at 29 for your high, 31 on Sunday with sunny skies. Right now, 23.
Hi, I'm Erica at Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. I assist the doctors with patient care, exams, therapy, and x-rays. Call us to find out how we can help get you out of pain today.
All right, Scott is with us from Bemidji's Best Auto. Good morning.
Morning.
You're in here today, and you brought up as we were talking earlier, some really interesting points. Because we seem to think about our tires, I suppose, when we're going to go on a long trip to Grandma's or when we have changing weather. And we didn't really have a whole bunch of snow so far this year to where a person could end up getting stuck or slip off the road, right?
Right. Yeah, it's, one of the things a lot of people do, in the wintertime with the snow. As soon as first snow, they start looking at new tires. Well, we didn't really have that this year. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you get into the spring and summer, you can actually get into more trouble with the tires. Wintertime, you get the snow, you do slow down for the conditions. Summertime, you tend not to slow down and you get through the winter, and you can actually have more trouble with hydroplaning and on worn tires in the spring and the summer than even in the wintertime.
And the other thing that you'll probably talk about today, as I'll bring this up, is we sit there and we go, oh, the tires are so expensive, and you're sitting there running on cords or whatever. Not only is it dangerous, but from what I understand, if you have good tread and everything's tracking right, you're going to get better gas mileage. You're going to get improved gas mileage, correct?
Correct. And also, a lot of it too is just tire pressure. If you don't keep up on the tire pressure or have someone check the tire pressure for you, actually you can lose 0.5% of fuel economy for every 1 to 2 pounds of air pressure that a tire is low. And
You're kidding me.
No, and if you stop and look at the price of fuel today, based on about $3.40 a gallon is what it was. Average person drives about 12,000 miles a year. Well, that's 144 extra gallons of gas that you are losing by not having your tires inflated.
Oh.
And that could run you as high as $499 or $490 in a year.
Scott, when you put it like that, it makes a person wise up a little bit, because you're like, what's a half pound, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In the long run, it's a lot of fuel. It really is.
And that's just one car.
One car.
Right. And if you're like many families, you have at least a couple.
Or more.
And how will that go? And then the safety aspect, of course, right?
Definitely. The hydroplaning in the summertime, they've got the roads, the rain grooves in the pavement help a lot, but still, you get on some of the county roads, especially up here, and the hydroplaning, it's a real common problem on worn tires.
All right, so then another question I have, because when we think about low tire or low tread, right? Or bad tread, I guess you could say, or no tread at all. But we always think about high speeds, how dangerous that'd be. The other thing I was thinking about braking or having to brake real fast.
Yep. And one of the things, there is a misconception out there. There is what's called a speed rating on the tires. And a lot of people think, well, speed rating, I really don't need that, but it's more of a performance rating. That rating can also affect your braking. You could put new tires on the car, and if you don't match what the dealer recommends for a performance rating or speed rating on that tire, you can actually take away from your braking capability of that vehicle.
So that's absolutely. It's just things that we don't think of. So also braking is important. I suppose and naturally, I'm just assuming your car's probably going to brake better if you have better tread, right?
Exactly. You get the moisture out, the snow, whatever, away, let it dissipate away from the contact patch between the tire and the pavement, and it will definitely be a world of difference.
Something that I've noticed, golly, when I was in high school, I think it was M50, tires, the low profile and the Pirellis. Not even so much the Pirellis, but I remember the M50s, people were putting Kragers on, and that was cool. Yeah. And today, the tires come up to my hip, you know what I'm saying? And these spinner rims, and I know we're all different, but my tires changed.
Exactly, and you've got to watch too when you do. I mean, it used to be on the older vehicles, you could put whatever size you could fit in there. Well, now, if you change and get away from the manufacturer's recommendation, you can also hurt. You've got wheel speed sensors.
Wow.
You can change your shifting of your transmission. You can damage your drivetrain. And the list just goes on. There's only so much you can change in the size, and you have to, when you purchase tires, there's a placard on that vehicle, and we need to know, and you need to know, and make sure you match to what that vehicle really requires.
Will that void a warranty?
It can't. It depends on the manufacturer.
But if I put tires on there that aren't supposed to be on there, that would be a different story.
It's more of a safety concern and performance concern, yes.
I just never thought of that.
Yeah, it's one of the things that kind of gets overlooked.
Well, I suppose because when we were talking about when I was in high school, when you were in high school, we didn't have all those sensors on the vehicles.
No, none at all.
And I suppose that's also part of the safety. Because these sensors know when we have a flat tire or a low tire.
Exactly, and that's another thing too that a lot of people don't realize is temperature can change drastically that air pressure. And I mean, there's actually a chart out there on some of these vehicles with the tire pressure monitoring systems. If we air the tires up and it's been sitting in our shop at 70 degrees, to keep that from turning on the low tire light, if that tire is supposed to be at 32 or 35 PSI and we set it at 70, you take it home, it sits outside at 20 below, that tire can actually be 5 to 7 pounds lower and will actually turn the light on. So there's a chart. We have to go over the recommended by the temperature outside to keep it from turning the light on.
So that was going to be one of my questions. Because, just when we had that cold spell, I'm sure a lot of people's light came on, right?
Yes. And as they would drive it through the day, the light would go out when the tires would warm up.
So I always fear to put too much air in a tire. Is that? I'm sure if you put twice as much, that wouldn't be good. But is it okay to go a couple pounds over?
It is. The one thing you don't want to do, you never want to exceed the maximum pressure stamped on the side. And a lot of people will get into problems where they will go by what that tire says for the air pressure on the sidewall of the tire. That may not be the correct for that vehicle. You need to look again at that tire placard for what that vehicle requires for air, not what the tire requires.
That makes a lot of sense because a SUV or something could be a heavier vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Or a lighter vehicle. Yeah. And then what is new? I know we were talking about, kind of the bigger tires. How big are they getting now? You see on these big SUVs and 4x4s, they're huge.
Oh yeah, we're seeing a lot more of the 18s and the 20s
and the rims. Wow! But we always had alloy, even back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And then now you mentioned something to me that I guess all of us old, musclehead guys just dealt with old rusty rims, right? Mm-hmm. But now they have something to do with it?
With these new aluminum rims, there is a lot of corrosion problems, which is from moisture. Mm-hmm. And that's where, and this also goes back to the tire pressure monitoring systems. If you use the nitrogen, It's not a requirement, but it helps on the corrosion. It's a dry air. It keeps the moisture out of the tire, keeps the rims from corroding, and also it is more stable. It doesn't change as much with the temperature change, which will help
sure.
with the tire pressure monitoring systems.
See, and so can you just buy that stuff at the auto parts shop, or
No,
I didn't think so,
no.
because that would probably.
Yeah.
But so like you guys have it, you guys could put it in.
We have a way we can get to it to get it put in, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So will that be something more of the commonplace in the future?
It is going to be much more common, yes.
Well, makes sense.
Yes.
Well, Scott, you gave us a bunch of knowledge today. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet.
And you and the crew down at Bemidji's Best.
Questions for the doctors? Email your question to ssweekly@paulbunyan.net. This is Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Has your vehicle been making noise? Get your vehicle repair done by the best. Bemidji's Best Auto Service. Bemidji's Best Auto Service is a full-service auto maintenance and repair shop. From headlights to taillights, tires to the top, and everything in between. Bemidji's Best offers honest and always a fair price. It's what they believe in and how they do business. When your vehicle needs a little help, visit Bemidji's Best Auto Service. Just a block north of the Eagles Club on Washington Avenue in Bemidji. Bemidji's Best Auto Service.
Your recovery from injury is so important to you and your family. If you or someone you love is in need of physical or occupational therapy, request Choice Therapy of Bemidji. You do have the right to choose where you receive therapy services. Choice Therapy will work closely with your physician, giving every patient the highest quality care possible. Choice Therapy also offers free 15-minute injury consultations to see if therapy will help you return to top form. Your life, your health, your choice. Choice Therapy of Bemidji. This is Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River. Get fit now at the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji. Go for a swim, run a few laps, take a yoga class, or just work out. It's all here for you. The Gillette Fitness Center offers state-of-the-art equipment and facilities that will help you slim down, tone up, de-stress, or just plain play. With flexible membership options to help you achieve your fitness goals. Open 7 days a week. Visit the Gillette Fitness Center, located on the BSU campus in Bemidji. You're listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly on 92.1 The River.
Well, that almost wraps up this edition of Sport and Spinal Weekly. I want to thank Dr. Levike for coming in and
Thank you, Mark.
sharing his knowledge and information with us. We'll be back again coming up next Friday. And as we head on our ways here this week, got a tip for us?
Yeah, I would say more a nutrition tip.
A nutrition tip. I like it.
Let's say eliminate something in your diet that you know it's not good for you this week. Just pick one thing. Eliminate it. Get rid of it.
Well, that's a good idea. Take it and get rid of it. Dr. Levike, you have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Mark.
Hi, I'm Nicole from Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. Stop by the front desk at our office and I can help you schedule your appointment, or you can just give me a call at 218-444-2117.
Preventing work injuries in the workplace is especially important in this economy when employers need to reduce costs related to work injuries. Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji offers complimentary back safety talks to local businesses with options of complete training and certification, which could potentially reduce workers' compensation claims and insurance costs for employers. If you or your workplace is interested in back safety, please call Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab in Bemidji to schedule your back safety talk today.
Thanks for listening to Sport and Spinal Weekly, brought to you by Chiropractic Sport and Spinal Rehab. For more information, call 218-444-2117.